Hello, this is my presentation on the Haddo House Museum extension. I'll begin with a brief introduction on its history, just for context. Haddo was completed in 1735. It was commissioned by the 2nd Earl of Aberdeen and designed by the architect William Adam. The building has had additional extensions throughout its lifetime in the forms of different wings and a chapel, with the style of the interior changing with each additional extension. However, the overall influence still has a 19th century flair. Haddo House and the family residing within it has produced many renowned people, such as George Gordon, who was the 1st Earl of Aberdeen and later served as the Prime Minister in 1852. Rooms are decorated with various members of the Gordon family tree in different paintings and inscriptions. It is also home to a collection of fine art by the likes of Pompeo Batone, T.E. Lawrence and James Giles. And another interesting fact is that during World War II it was used as a maternity hospital and helped more than 1,200 babies to be born. So project overview. The client for the project is the National Trust in Scotland, and that Haddo House was privately owned until the last remaining member moved out of the location and handed the keys over to the National Trust. The location of the house is in the northeast of Scotland, in the council district of Aberdeenshire. The nearest city is Aberdeen, which is approximately 30 to 35 miles south. The project type is going to be a museum / educational facility, predominantly a museum. The ground floor will host a extensive exhibition area, and the first floor will have an educational lecture hall, which can be multi-use. The primary structure of the building will be glue laminated timber post and beam, hybrid with CLT, and the proposed opening for the project will be the spring of 2022, but that is yet to be fully confirmed. The aims of the project are to be, we aim to take a zero carbon approach, which simply put means overall not speeding up global warming, as you probably already know. So we're looking into life cycle and the impacts of the operational energy and water, as well as the running energy, and how materials are recycled and waste and such. The building will act as a state-of-the-art facility in terms of educational purposes. We want the building to be fully accessible for anyone with any kind of condition or disability. We don't want any kind of obstacle in anyone's way. Full inclusion for everyone, especially with the museum and having educational facilities, as well as research and in general acting as a hub for the entire site. There's a lot of local members of the public that use the site for dog walking and sightseeing and photography. So we want to have this building be a central hub for the community and further afield. We want lots of people to come and visit. Tourists and local groups can use the facilities in meetings and have clubs and such. So moving on to the design itself, these are the finalized floor plans. As you can see, this is a labeled floor plan. So starting with number 1, we want to have a double height reception space, which kind of creates this bright, open, airy space that's welcoming and just attractive in nature. An additional thing we want to include is a studio space where people can record, whether it be songs, it could be plays, a radio show, or any kind of topic or anything that relates to that would be useful. The exhibition space itself is going to be interchangeable. The walls and displays can be moved to accommodate different subject matter, just completely variable, so there's no concrete flaws that come up in the future where something's too big to fit in somewhere, something's not shown off in a way that makes it more appealing and such. There's also research and book room for that could be used for learning purposes, having classes learn about antiques or restoration, or just be learning about objects and such. Moving on to the first floor, there's going to be educational facilities such as 23 is a lecture hall, which can be, is again multi-use. This can be used for a variety of things, such as I said, as a lecture hall for talks, or it can be used as a classroom for different groups or children. 19, as displayed, is a meeting room, which could be again multi-use, used for different clubs, whether it be reading groups or crafts groups and such. Structure and materiality of the building. The building structure will consist of a hybrid between the CLT walls and post and beam grid. The structure was inspired by the sites and its natural surroundings. The use of timber in this project will reduce the carbon footprint of the building and aid in the zero carbon target that the client and us want to achieve. The glulam beam and CLT hybrid consists of a post and beam grid as the main focus structure. This will carry the full load and will act as the load-bearing component of the building. CLT wall panels will be the interior and exterior walls of the building. The post and beam grid will use steel brackets and bracing to reinforce and connect each individual component of the structure together, as well as to the concrete slab foundations of the building. On the exterior, there's going to be a natural wood cladding, which will create this natural peel for the exterior of the building, which will be carried inside by the exposed timber joists, which will be seen throughout the building. And we're really hoping that this building can be a staple point and it can be used as an example for what sustainable and zero carbon designs can look like and can be achieved, and just overall just complete great project that can be used as an example for further projects down the line for clients looking for similar things. Thank you. If there's any questions, I will take them now. If not, I shall just finish.